Hey, legends. Welcome back. We just had a great conversation with Michelle Froah, the Global Chief Marketing Officer for ETS. We talked about the soft skills in leadership and how they shouldn't be called soft. And Michelle gives us the inside scoop of the 3 things required to win the future in this really rapidly changing environment with AI, and how we can sharpen our skills so that we never become obsolete. Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time for the chat. This is great. Is this your first sales client?
No, definitely not. Yeah, veteran.
A veteran? Amazing. I'll need some pro tips from you a little bit later. It's our first time, so we're really excited. It can be a bit overwhelming with all the things to do.
There's a lot of tracks.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of tracks. So we're getting a lot of steps in for sure. I'd love for you to just start and share a little bit about your organization. What is ETS? What's your big mission? What do you stand for?
So ETS is a 75-year plus nonprofit organization. And historically, we've been very focused in educational testing. So you might know the TOEFL or the GRE, et cetera. We're all about advancing the science of measurement to power human progress. That's our mission. And we're taking that expertise. We do a lot of research, decades and decades of research, to help advance that mission for some really important outcomes and social impact in the world. We want to promote skill proficiency. We want to enable upward mobility. So that could be global, social, economic mobility. And we really want to unlock opportunities for all. So that's the impact that we're trying to make. Now, as we've been transforming our business to keep up with the ever-changing landscape here, we know that lifelong learning is critically important, right? So learning doesn't stop just after formal schooling and education. And so that transfers into the workforce. So our business transformation has been to help people thrive and adapt in this changing world, to be future ready. And so now we like to say ETS stands for Education and Talent Solutions. So we're taking that measurement expertise and we're applying that to the workforce and helping to measure skills, both technical and durable skills, and helping people to get those skills certified, whether that's through licensure, certification, or the really hard to measure skills like durable skills like collaboration, leadership, creative thinking, etc.
I love that. So powerful. Let's dive into that a little bit, because we were chatting before the cameras started rolling about soft skills and leadership. And I think we're both aligned that they shouldn't be called soft skills.
No, there's nothing soft about them.
But let's share a little bit more about that. Like maybe we can start by naming what some of those soft skills are, and then you can reframe that for us.
Right. Well, yeah, we like to call them durable skills because they are transferable from job to job, career to career, but also they should be durable for your entire life and your career.
Yes.
But they're hard to measure. So, they're not soft to measure. They're hard to measure.
Yeah, let's name some of them.
So some of them are collaboration, leadership, creative thinking, resiliency, empathy, even civility, are all fantastic skills that are durable and need to be measured. And the most important thing, I think, is that the technical skills that you have to be able to have these durable skills to apply to the technical skills. It's the combination of them that help you succeed.
I think most people are thinking about how can I, learn more, become more knowledgeable, do more, work harder. And instead, really cultivating some of these skills, like you mentioned, is actually what leads to being a more impactful leader, and creating safe places and, collaborative cultures and things like that. I'm curious for you if you could share a little bit about how we actually strengthen, what does it look like to measure that?
Yeah. So, like I was saying, our expertise is in the measurement of science, or I'm sorry, the science of measurement. And we actually, all of our solutions are backed by decades of research, and powered by AI.
Yeah.
So, as an example, we can measure your effective communication skill by giving you a prompt. You record even a 30-second, video, and we can give you real-time feedback on your quality of your answer, your eye contact, your rate of speech, all things that ladder up to effective communication. And then you have that feedback on, your proficiency of that skill. And then we can recommend learning pathways to improve.
Amazing. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it, and you can't improve it, right?
That's right. So that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And also, you can't help demonstrate that, even to like a future employer.
Yeah.
One of the things we were talking about the other day was that we did our ETS Human Progress Report.
Yeah.
And this is our second annual one. We launched it at Davos this year. And it really looks across a lot of factors that are important to human progress. So access to education, or the ability, to demonstrate or acquire skills. And one of the things that came out, one of the big insights was that over, I think it's like 6 in 10 people across the world. So we did 18 countries, 18,000 people have FOBO, fear of being obsolete. And it's because everything is changing so fast, and they don't have a way to validate and demonstrate the skills that they have, as well as understand how to upskill and reskill to continue to be relevant in the future.
That's the first time I've heard that, FOBO. So with the rise of AI and how quickly everything is changing, and, just access to information and acknowledging this fear, what would you want to, a message that you want to share about particular skills that we should be sharpening or should be trying to become more durable with? Is there one or two that are higher on that list?
Yeah. So, I think that the hard part about it is, if you want to be ready for the future, you have to know, well, what are the jobs of the future?
Yeah.
And those jobs are going to be changing so rapidly, right? Yeah. I think there was a statistic yesterday that on my panel that it's like 170 million new jobs are going to be created, or something. It's probably not million. I hope it's 100,000. But with all these new jobs changing, what we're going to have to do, I think, is understand what the skill set is for those jobs versus credential versus like our typical way of saying I'm qualified for that job. And then we have to be able to measure those and be able to match people. And I think that's the hopeful part of changing the talent ecosystem to a more skill-based ecosystem, because now people who have a certain set of skills but maybe never thought about that job or that opportunity, right? Have an opportunity to pivot.
Totally.
And change focus, change jobs, change skills, upskill, reskill. And I think that gives people hope for the future.
Yeah.
And, that's what we really want to instill is again, unlocking opportunities for all.
I love it. One of our themes this year for the gathering conversation we're having all year round is around our theme, which is winning the future together. Oh, so nice. When I share that with you, what resonates and what do you think is one of the key ingredients to winning the future?
So coming back to the last question you just had too, I think winning the future looks different from different vantage points. Mm-hmm. So as part of the ETS Human Progress Report, we also surveyed 1,000 CHROs in the U.S., and their perspective of what kind of skills are needed for the future was one set. right? And then when we talk to people around the world, their view of what those skills need to be for the future was a different set. Who knows what they are, because you don't know exactly what the jobs of the future are. But there were some similarities. And I think the top three that come up are collaboration, adaptability. So this real ability to adapt and change in what's always changing around us. And then AI literacy was the other one. And so we measure AI literacy as a skill as well, and can help people, through situational assessments, figure out how to get insights about how they can improve their literacy in this area and use tools to help them.
Amazing. So collaboration, adaptability, and AI literacy. That's how you win the future.
That's right.
Just as a final question, we always love to talk to high-performing leaders and just hear from you. Like, what are some of the habits that you have cultivated and embody, whether it be in your leadership or in your teams or within yourself, that help you stay on the leading edge and perform at a high level?
Oh gosh, there's a lot, but I think one that stands out for me because it helps me personally, but I think it drives that collaboration on my teams, is that I try and reframe meetings to be workshops.
Oh, I love that.
And so, I always hate if my team comes to me and they're like, this is an approval meeting where we're going to put something in front of you to approve. I'm always like, well, why should it be me that approves that? Like, I want to hear what you all think.
Yeah.
And so we've changed even some of our brand sessions. They used to be like content approval meetings. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Now they're workshops. And I want to hear from everyone around the room to push on the work that we're doing together and make it better.
So good.
And that's really, I think, one, everyone has a voice.
Yes.
They feel heard. Everyone learns.
Yeah.
Like, you learn a lot coming out of sessions like that. And, collaboration and support and just camaraderie, I think, is really built through that.
I love that. I'm going to totally borrow that. And I think it's amazing that you shared that example, because a lot of leaders can say fancy words like collaborate, but you got to walk the walk. And that's a great example of what it looks like to truly embody collaboration and to win the future. So thank you so much, Michelle, for your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mandy.
And let's get back to South by
Southby, yeah.
Thank you.